There are people who walk into our lives quietly, people we judge before we even know them. Sometimes those same people are hiding the most. Beautiful hearts and caring stories we can never imagine. This is the story of one such person, a pause. Teacher, everyone laughed at Dot until her secret was finally revealed. If you believe that kindness still matters, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Kindness Untold Story, and share it with someone who might need a little hope today. Before continue, please subscribe. Our channel, and like our video. It was the first day of school at Maple Grove Hideout. Students rushed through the hallways, laughter echoing against the lockers. Everyone was excited, except for Class 1 OB. They had just heard who their new English teacher would be. Her name was Miss Thompson. She was older, quiet, and always wore the same plain gray dress. Her shoes looked worn, her hair a little messy, and her voice, soft and trembling, didn't quite fit the noisy world of teenagers. When she walked in that morning, the classroom went silent for a moment. Then the whispers began. She's so weird. Does she even know how to teach? Look at that old bag. What century is she from? Miss Thompson smiled anyway. Good morning, class, she said softly, but her greeting was met with giggles and rolled eyes. Still, she didn't react. She simply placed her books on the desk and began writing the day's topic on the board. Asterisk, the power of words. Asterisk, if only they knew how true those words would turn out to be. As the weeks passed, the teasing only grew worse. Students mimicked her voice, mocked her slow walk, and even drew silly pictures of her on the whiteboard before class. One day, a boy named Derek, the loudest in class, decided to record her secretly. He zoomed in on her old shoes, her trembling hands, and posted it online with the caption, "Greater than meet the world's most boring teacher." By the next morning, the video had gone viral in school. Laughter followed Miss Thompson down every hallway, but she didn't say a word. She just smiled, as if she didn't notice. Behind her calm eyes, though, there was sadness. The kind that only someone who has known deep pain could hide. So, well, not everyone joined in the laughter. A quiet girl named Emma, who sat by the window, watched it all happen. She didn't speak much, but every time Miss Thompson was mocked, something inside her hurt. One afternoon, after everyone left, Emma stayed behind. Miss Thompson, she said softly, I'm sorry for the way people treat you. Miss Thompson smiled that same gentle smile. Oh dear, don't worry about me, she said kindly. Kids will be kids. But it's not fair, Emma whispered. You don't deserve it. The teacher looked at her then, really looked. There was warmth in her eyes. And something else, something heavy. Something unspoken. Thank you, Emma, she said quietly. You're kinder than you know. Then, one Monday morning, something strange happened. Miss Thompson didn't come to school. Then another day passed. And another. No one knew why she was gone. Rumors spread quickly. Maybe she quit. Guess she couldn't handle the pressure. Good riddance, someone joked, but Emma didn't. Laughed. Something about her teacher's absence didn't feel right. A week later, the principal gathered the class. His face was serious. Miss Thompson won't be returning for a while, he said. She's in the hospital. The room fell silent for the first time. Even the loudest students had nothing to say. A few days later, Emma decided to visit. She found Miss Thompson's room and stepped inside, then froze. The woman who once stood tall at the blackboard now lay pale and thin in bed, tubes running from her arms, but even then, she smiled. Emma, she whispered, you didn't have to come. Tears filled Emma's eyes. What happened, Miss Thompson? The teacher hesitated, then took a deep breath. Cancer, she said softly. Stage 4. I found out a year ago. The doctors gave me months, but I wanted to keep teaching as long as I could. Emma's heart broke. All those jokes, all that laughter, and all this time. Miss Thompson had been fighting for her life. I didn't want anyone to know. She continued. I didn't want pity. I just wanted to make a difference before I go. Emma held her hand tightly. Tears streaming silently down her cheeks stopped. Miss Thompson smiled faintly. I've been working on something, she whispered, in the old storage room at school. There's a box. I was collecting letters. Letters of kindness. Letters? Emma asked, confused. Yes, Miss Thompson said. Every time I saw a student help someone, share a pencil, comfort a friend, stand up for another, I wrote it down. I wanted them to remember that goodness still exists, even in a world that often forgets. She coughed softly, then added, I wanted them to know that even the smallest kindness matters, that they are more than their laughter. The next day, Emma went to the old storage room. Dust floated through the air as she opened an old wooden box. Inside were hundreds of envelopes, each carefully labeled asterisk to the boy who helped another with homework, asterisk asterisk to the girl who gave up her lunch for a friend, asterisk asterisk to the class that still has hope, asterisk. Emma's throat tightened. As she opened one, each note carried love, belief, and encouragement, the kind only a true teacher could give. That night, Emma told the class everything. At first, no one believed her, but when she brought the letters to school, and each student opened theirs, the room fell silent. Some cried, some lowered their heads. Even Derek, the one who made the cruel video, couldn't hold back tears. His note read, to the boy who hides his pain behind jokes, I hope you remember that laughter doesn't have to hurt others. Greater than you are capable of so much kindness. Something changed in that classroom. The laughter didn't disappear. It simply became kinder. The students began helping each other, speaking softly, showing respect. They visited Miss Thompson at the hospital, one by one. Then together in groups. They brought flowers, handmade cards, and stories about how they were trying to better. Each visit made her smile. Her voice grew weaker, but her light only grew stronger. You see, she told Emma once, they just needed someone to believe in them. One afternoon, the principal gathered everyone again. His voice trembled as he spoke. Miss Thompson passed away last night. No one said word. Some cried openly. The halls of Maple Grove High felt heavy with silence, but Miss Thompson had left one final message. A sealed envelope was found on her desk. Inside was a handwritten letter, greater than, to my dear students, greater than, I know I wasn't the perfect teacher, but you were my greatest lesson, greater than you taught me that even when hearts seem lost, they can always find their way back through kindness. If you ever remember me, remember this. Greater than kindness is never wasted. Greater than it always finds its way home. They framed her letter and hung it on the classroom wall. Every morning before lessons began, someone would read a line from it aloud. A year later, Maple Grove High held a ceremony. They renamed the school library the Thompson Room. Inside, a mural showed an open book surrounded by children, and above it, in golden letters, asterisk, asterisk, the power of words and the power of kindness. Asterisk, asterisk. Derek stood on the stage, holding a microphone. His voice trembled as he said, I was one of the people who laughed at her, and I'll never forgive myself for that, but she forgave me. Before I even asked, because that's who she was. I just hope we can all live the way she taught us, with kindness, no matter what. The crowd applauded softly. Some smiled through tears, and in that moment, Miss Thompson's lesson lived on, not in textbooks or grades, but in hearts that had finally learned what compassion truly means. Sometimes, the people we mock are the ones who carry the deepest strength. Sometimes, those who seem weak are the ones quietly holding the world together. Miss Thompson didn't just teach English. She taught a generation what it means to be human. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Kindness Untold Story. Together, let's keep spreading light, one story, one act of kindness at a time.